introduction, so I hope you don't mind if I do that. Hi Taurus, and thank you for joining me, and welcome to this reading for 2017 for love. I hope that you are looking forward to this reading. I'm very excited to do it for you. It's been a minute since I've recorded the January preview, so if you're watching this in January, that's why it suddenly changed, because it took longer for me. I had more clients than I thought, and my appointments ran longer. So it's actually kind of good because I'm more rested, as you can tell probably from my voice. I've been working really hard in 2016, so this is going to be a nice little transition. But this is your reading with the higher arcana for love for soulmates in 2017, okay? So let's take a look at your oracle cards. First, we'll take a look at the Journey of Love oracle. So Heart of Fire, this is the #1 card. This is really speaking from your root chakra, right? So if you're thinking about your tailbone, this isn't really to do with sexuality. It has to do with your roots, your foundation, where you orient yourself, where you really kind of what you attribute to your foundation, what you attribute to your source energy. Now we have Saturn in your 8th house transiting for the next year, and so Saturn actually does away with things that are no longer working for you, and so therefore you get kind of stripped down sometimes right to your foundation. And at the foundation of what you are experiencing is this Heart of Fire. What is the foundation of your love? What is the cornerstone? What is the central point of your love that is guiding you in the directions that you are making and that you are taking? The next message is the Universal Love Oracle, and here we have the Guardian. So Taurus, you have a guardian with you, an angel to protect you throughout the whole year. If this isn't an angel protecting you, then maybe you are a steward for someone else, and so you are here to protect and to guide and to help someone else. Either way, whether you're the angel or your partner is, or maybe there is a third energy, a spirit with you, you do have protection through 2017. The next message is from the Romance Angels. So retreat, there's a need for you to disconnect from the world. So it seems as though that Taurus, for love, you and your partner are going to go through a lot just based on the oracle cards. We have this kind of stripping down, kind of raw and bottom of the gut kind of feeling with the Heart of Fire. We have the need to retreat and find some space for your connection with your loved one. And then also, whenever angels come in, it usually happens during times when we really need them, right? So usually there's no guardian needed unless there's a need for one. And so therefore you might be aware that there's an extra little push that the universe needs to give you in order to make things come true for you and help you along. So this is the starting point of your relationship with your partner. Here we have the Lovers. So you start the year really connected with your loved one. If you don't know your twin soul yet, then you feel a connection to them. There's been a series of circumstances, and for Taurus especially, you've been really riding that wave of love for several months. And so many comments in the comment section have said the beginning of 2016 was really bad, and at the end it got really much better. And so whether you know your partner or not, significant changes have been guiding you into a symbiotic relationship with them. So you're coming closer in some way to that partner, to the ideal person and that ideal connection, okay? So these two cards represent what your hopes and ideals are for the relationship, and here are your partner's hopes and ideals, okay? So here is a message for you. So your hopes and ideals for a total transformation. This is also the card of being awestruck with love. So you want that intense love feeling, that cataclysmic experience that transforms your relationship and brings you together. It's also love at first sight. Maybe you're really hoping that the outside circumstances of your love relationship change, and now you can just focus on each other and each other's love. Maybe there's circumstances in your lives that are in some way holding you back from actually being together in the manner in which you wish to be, and so therefore you're really kind of wanting to connect with the angels. You're wanting to retreat from the structural world, the way that things are happening, in a new direction. The next card and piece of advice is, so here we have Justice. So there's both of these cards actually kind of mean the same thing. You want things to change, you want things to fall into balance, you want things to realign themselves. You feel the connection, but yet there's so much imbalance going on in the relationship. There's so much transformation and so many surprises that are underway. And so you, from the bottom of your heart, want that justice to come through. This is also the sign of Libra. This is also about finding an even balance between what your partner gives and what you give. So you want a really balanced relationship, reciprocity, give and take, etc. Here are the two things that your partner wants in the relationship. So here we have the Strength card. So this has been coming up a lot. I think 2017 is going to be quite lusty. So this is the Strength card. It's called the Lust card in the Crowley Tarot. And this is the card of Leo. So your partner is really seeking a deep sensual connection, sensuality, connection. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want me to get more kind of cards oriented towards sexuality. There's like 4 decks out there that have that kind of quality, and so a few people have been leaving comments requesting more kind of sensual readings. I am a Scorpio rising with a high degree of Scorpio rising, and my ruler is Pluto, so the 8th house of sex is kind of my home, and so therefore I do a lot of research and study in Tantra and other types of practices, so I feel like I do have a message, so let me know if that resonates for you. But the Strength card here represents that your partner is really seeking that connection, the natural connection, almost at an animal-like level. So where any types of social conventions don't matter, where what you are expressing is lust and love and physical connection. So they're really looking for that natural connection on kind of like a baseline level, and a reptilian brain. I know some of you guys don't like when I say that, so but yeah, that reptilian brain driving the core, of our drives and desires. The next thing that your partner really is looking for is this is the Hanged Man. So I think your partner is looking to understand the world in a deeper way. They're also looking for someone who's willing to sacrifice for them a little bit. And I think this could be a part of some friction for you, because on the one hand, I think that maybe, especially if you're together with your partner, there could be a pressure from them to give, and maybe you feel that it's more than what you can give because right now you're just looking for balance. It is about soulmate relationships, so if that's the case, it's important for you guys to separate and really connect, talk to your guides, talk to your guardians, talk to your angels, and ask them what the advice is for how you should treat this soulmate. Now, if you don't know your partner, then they could be involved in some type of situation where they're seeking enlightenment, in which case you might feel as though that there is distance between you more than ever before. So I wouldn't worry as though this is a permanent state. I just think that your partner could currently be dealing with other issues and focusing on something internal in their life, okay? Here is the next step of your journey. and here we have the sun. So Taurus, again, this is for all of 2017, and we have the sun here, which is just pure blessings. It says that the middle part of the year, the next step, is going to be full of fulfillment and joy. I think that by taking certain steps to get away, to remove yourself from situations of everyday life, and taking a trip or a journey will really empower you, make you feel love, make you feel togetherness, maybe moving towards being more of a family. Maybe this is the stages of becoming a family as well, because of course when you move in with someone, when you first kind of reconnect on a more serious level, then there's certain adjustments that people have to make to find a proper arrangement. And so therefore these cards could be actually talking about, you know, changes of habit, things that you're usually used to doing you might have to let go of, or maybe you're hoping that your partner lets go of the patterns and the behaviors that they have made, or maybe you're kind of considering what are the next stages of, we have this connection, the Lovers here, and then what is the next step. The Lovers represents the sign of Gemini too, so many Tauruses right now would be really vibing well with Geminis, so really look out for that energy. In fact, you have 2 air signs in kind of your court, so maybe Geminis will resonate for you deeply in 2017. So here is the next step for your partner, and we have the World card. So this has been coming up for a lot of partners. There's a lot of signs are waiting for that person to come to them. I think that some of your partners require a journey that they have to take. If you don't know your partner, maybe they're exploring. I do get the sense and channeled information that there is exploration, that there is a connection to the world. And I think that there's this expansion, the possibility is open, they have to go seek something. And I think that you're quite content and happy with the way things are. I do feel as though guardian is very important for you this year. There's a real need for you to connect with your guardian angel or guides, whatever you call it, that guardian energy, and really see you through the down times. Even though it's a sunny next step, you still really want to kind of keep in mind that there's certain kinds of jostling expectations that some of you might go through, and as you're planning your retreat, you could be feeling some degree of frustration about how to implement getting away. Maybe just simply taking the time off at the same time as your partner will be a challenge. And maybe there'll be like an emphasis on finding the same time for taking a vacation or a journey. But I do feel as overall most Taurus type people are going to have a really wonderful time with their partner in love. If you don't know your partner, then you'll just feel elated. You'll feel like things are really moving and changing and falling into place. What's most important, if you don't know your partner, that it's really important that you take random journeys. If you take journeys to, you know, places where you've never been before, then these journeys will enable you to trigger sequences of experiences by traveling across different astral zones on the map, on the globe, that will hopefully try to reconnect you, because there is a soul connection here at the heart of it. So I'm putting a Merkaba on the sun because the sun is, of course, a star. So we want to bring that energy in close. The Merkaba is all about ascension, growth, spiritual development. So that's what that symbol represents. Okay. So the next 2 cards are advice cards. What are 2 pieces of advice that you can take on in 2017 in the goals that you're making and the directions you're taking? And these are 2 pieces of advice for your partner as well. Okay. So here is your first piece of advice, Taurus, for how to conduct yourself in love relationships. So it's really about embracing and casting your nets out wide. The further you can cast out your nets, the more bounty that will come in. And in fact, this is sort of a preparatory year for you, because Jupiter is in your 6th house of day-to-day activities. And then in October, Jupiter will move into your 7th house of partnership in Scorpio. So that for you will really trigger some experiences that could lead you to idyllic partnerships. Jupiter will be in Scorpio for about a year. And so that will really put a light in your partnerships and enable deeper relationships, facilitate environments that will be more conducive to forming a partnership, because sometimes there is desire to have a partnership, but there's things in the way that people have to get through, and sometimes that just the timing of things makes things not work out. So this is really fortunate. It's saying embrace all the possibilities, don't dilly-dally, don't hold yourself back. Embrace the things that are coming into your life, the opportunity. The next message is Last Judgment. There's a necessary step that you have to take to remove yourself from past circumstances, especially drawing lines between past relationships and current ones. So there is this call to action here, which is saying, leave yourself, leave things in the past for you, and then move forward. Also, if there is a partner who has had some type of struggle, possibly someone from the past, and you're waiting for that partner to come through, you will have to draw very clear boundaries if you want to pursue that relationship. Be cautious, however, because your ruler Venus will be in retrograde in the spring of 2017. What happens when Venus is in retrograde is that people from the past come into our lives again. And more often than not, those relationships either fade right after the retrograde ends, or actually even cause some distress and friction in our lives. So you don't want to bring someone in, new or old actually, during a retrograde, unless you're very clear that it's for the purpose of healing or renegotiating a relationship that unfortunately went awry due to circumstance, but overall that it's a positive relationship for you to have. So it's this question that you have to ask yourself if people are coming back into your life in 2017. What is the purpose of this? Was it a fundamental flaw in the relationship that it fell apart? And is it dangerous for me to bring that in closer now? The Last Judgment also has to do with personal development. So there's a huge encouragement here for you to focus on switching your attitude, maybe going to an ashram if you have an opportunity to do that. An ashram is a place for meditation, a focus, centered energy and thoughts. So you really want to consider this energy and do some self-work in 2017 in order to facilitate becoming closer with your partner. Also, embrace new beginnings. So this card kind of gives you some type of responsibility. You have to let go of the past, and you have to be willing to welcome the new aeon. You have to welcome the new energy coming in. So it's even in the face of the shadow, in the depths of the night, you have to believe that there will be a dawn, and you have to conduct yourself in preparation for the new opportunities that come through. So this card is actually suggesting that maybe within your life, if you're not in an established relationship, in the middle of the year, I suppose, there would be some type of opportunity that comes through for you in terms of a relationship. And so you really want to be prepared for that. Now, if you're in a relationship already, I think what it looks like is that there's going to be needs for some pause in that relationship, because things get maybe a little bit unstable between the two desires of the two partners. And so there'll be a coming back after the retrograde. So I'm saying maybe like in the mid-year or latter year, there'll be some point of reconnection once the environment improves. In fact, here though, it doesn't look like there's too much trouble. That's not like doom and gloom. I really don't like doom and gloom readings. I like constructive criticism and feedback and not scaring people. And I think that it's really necessary to take that attitude, that there's certain things that we all have to work on within our personality. And so just take it at face value. It's not that you're an inherently flawed individual who can't, muster the strength to be on their own or whatever. It's just that you have to, in some way, work on yourself in order to improve that relationship. Now, that's a very clear piece of advice. I think I spent like 3 minutes explaining it, and that's a part of the channeled message. So take heed, Taurus. And here is the next message. So here we have the Hermit. And so the Hermit represents a need for reflection, a need to focus on your own on your own journey. Maybe you see something true about life that you should explore. This is the card of Virgo, so anything that is to do with an analysis and careful consideration is what your partner needs to do. So as a Taurus, how would I take this on as a part of advice? Well, I would suggest that if you are a Taurus and you have a partner who is in need of some type of readjustment. For some of you Tauruses, actually, your partner could be experiencing some kind of porn addiction, and this is the Strength card with this card together. So maybe there's a need for them to retract and heal that part of their life. But here is the Hermit, and so that tells me that your partner requires some self-care, and also this isn't self-care, this isn't an attitude adjustment, but this is like an inner journey. Your partner needs to kind of figure things out on their own. If you know your partner, you want to give them space, you want to connect with the connections there, but you just want your partner to get in an appropriate headspace to be able to reciprocate for you and approach the situation in an appropriate way for them. If you don't know your partner, then you might be feeling that distance more this year, but just always enable and draw bridges. So draw bridges with your heart to your partner, and ask them through your mind and through your consciousness, through your energy field, to come in when it's time, without any pressure and without any demands. So here is the next card of advice for your partner. So we have the Empress. So to me, it seems really like your partner is going through mother issues. So there are issues to do with their mother, or maybe issues with their own motherhood, mother state. It could possibly mean that, especially if you're married, that issues, if this is your wife we're talking about, then she is going through something personal, and it's important for you to understand that. If I were to give advice of Taurus partners to take some heed with regard to this message, I would say be very generous, be very creative, forthcoming. The Empress is ruled by Venus, which also rules Taurus, so that connection through love, compassion, and generosity is definitely going to connect both of you. I put a beautiful moonstone here just to, it's not lighting up because I'm filming in the day. But yeah, so this moon, oh, there it goes, there it glows. Oh, that's pretty. So this moonstone, the sign and symbol of femininity, is really urging you to, in some way, support your partner in their expressions of femininity, whether they're a man or a woman. There's connections there, and it's important because, of course, our mother relationships are the primary relationships of our life, the root chakra, right? And so our connection to our mother starts way before any other connection, way before, like a whole 9 months, right? So it's an incredible experience and connection. So whatever your partner's going through, whatever that they're channeling into your relationship, retreats are helpful. Sending angels to help them in their way is helpful as well. The outcome for 2017 in your relationship is the Chariot, and this is such a welcome card. This means that if you have been tentative in your relationship or waiting in some way, there's a direct movement towards one another, and this Chariot card is just next level beautiful. So we've replaced the charioteer with just the lotus flower, which is a symbol of life and love also. So the Chariot is a love card. It's, to me, it's more associated with like high octave love, universal love, the connection to the universe. But we see this love never dies this year. There's no actual degradation of love. For some of you, I will mention, I don't want to throw in like scary, ominous, worrisome messages, but I did get the channeled information that for some Tauruses out there will be a change in love, where you kind of identify the transformation and then you bring in the appropriate person for you. But that will be very clear for you that the person that you have is not the appropriate person for you, and that you have to move on in a new direction. The Chariot is just the stamp of success. You've overcome your lessons, and there is a payoff. In fact, I think in terms of love, I mean, these are expectations. That's going on in your mind, right? These are advice cards. So if we take a look at only the cards that represent manifest reality, we have the Lovers, the World, the Sun, and the Chariot. So in the About section below, if you guys read any tarot cards or whatever, then please leave a comment to confirm just how positive these cards are in terms of love. So this is really reinforcing the idea that there is a very positive a love relationship that is with you and around you. Remember that you're always your number one soulmate, so embrace that energy within yourself. Having said that, I think that you are the lead in this relationship. I think your partner at this time is in some way distracted, or maybe on some type of journey. Nothing bad. I mean, they could just be doing like yoga teacher training or something like that, or whatever it is. They're distracted and they're going in a different direction, and so they're not going away from you. It's just normal life stuff, right? And so at the end of the year, there's this like reconnection. Maybe they turn around and they head straight for you. So if you've been waiting for them to come around, then it might take a whole year to do so. Maybe by October, when you hit Jupiter and Jupiter comes into your 7th house, that's when this starts really kicking in. But even before, I wouldn't say that before this is not possible. The main advice that I feel really strongly is don't take things so seriously this year, Taurus, with regard to your relationship. Try to take as many vacations as possible. Try to take as many trips, and just kind of get away from it all. Get away from like the things. Enjoy each other's presence and company, and enjoy the love that you share. Anyway, I hope that you guys like this reading. Happy 2017 again. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Next reading is for Valentine's Day. Woo! Take care. Bye.